They called this set of practices the art of dreaming. With the perspective time gives, I now realize that the most fitting statement Don Juan made about dreaming was to call it the gateway to infinity. I remarked at the time he said it that the metaphor had no meaning to me. "Let's then do away with metaphors," he conceded. "Let's say that dreaming is the sorcerer's practical way of putting ordinary dreams to use." "But how can ordinary dreams be put to use?" I asked. "We always get tricked by words," he said. "In my own case, my teacher attempted to describe dreaming to me by saying that it's the way sorcerers say good night to the world. He was, of course, tailoring his description to fit my mentality. I'm doing the same with you." On another occasion, Don Juan said to me, "Dreaming can only be experienced. Dreaming is not just having dreams. Neither is it daydreaming, or wishing, or imagining. Through dreaming, we can perceive other worlds, which we can certainly describe, but we can't describe what makes us perceive them. Yet we can feel how dreaming opens up those other realms. Dreaming seems to be a sensation, a process in our bodies, an awareness in our minds." In the course of his general teachings, Don Juan thoroughly explained to me the principles, rationales, and practices of the art of dreaming. His instruction was divided into two parts. One was about dreaming procedures, the other about the purely abstract explanations of these procedures. His teaching method was an interplay between enticing my intellectual curiosity with the abstract principles of dreaming and guiding me to seek an outlet in its practices. I've already described all this in as much detail as I was able to, and I have also described the sorcerer's milieu in which Don Juan placed me in order to teach me his arts. My interaction in this milieu was of special interest to me because it took place exclusively in the second attention. I interacted there with the 10 women and 5 men who were Don Juan's sorcerer companions, and with the 4 young men and the 4 young women who were his apprentices. Don Juan gathered them immediately after I came into his world. He made it clear to me that they formed a traditional sorcerer's group, a replica of his own party, and that I was supposed to lead them. However, working with me, he realized that I was different than he expected. He explained that difference in terms of an energy configuration, seen only by sorcerers. Instead of having 4 compartments of energy, as he himself had, I had only 3. Such a configuration, which he had mistakenly hoped was a correctable flaw, made me so completely inadequate for interacting with or leading those 8 apprentices that it became imperative for Don Juan to gather another group of people more akin to my energetic structure. I've written extensively about those events, yet I have never mentioned the second group of apprentices. Don Juan did not permit me to do so. He argued that they were exclusively in my field and that the agreement I had with him was to write about his field, not mine. The second group of apprentices was extremely compact. It had only 3 members: a dreamer, Florinda Donner Grau, a stalker, Taisha Abelar, and a Nagual woman, Carol Tiggs. We interacted with one another solely in the second attention. In the world of everyday life, we didn't have even a vague notion of one another. In terms of our relationship with Don Juan, however, there was no vagueness. He put enormous effort into training all of us equally. Nevertheless, toward the end, when Don Juan's time was about to finish, the psychological pressure of his departure started to collapse the rigid boundaries of the second attention.